pry that doorway off. I've seen a shit ton of the room. I'm already on the left side, so there's no point in me jumping over to the right to button hook left. So one man's never wrong. I'm entering. I see my corner, nothing's seen. I'm gonna run my wall to my next corner, sweeping the room, and I end up 1 meter off Anthony. He ends up 1 meter off me to my right. Make sense as 1 and 2? Okay. I'm already sweeping the room. I do one sweep as I come back, I post, give him room, and I do my second sweep back, and I'm ending essentially, if we had more room over there, whoever's closer, right? Because one guy's got to run the wall. So he's 1 meter off number 1 man, and I'm 1 meter off number 4. So again, it's 3-man enters. I sweep, I come over to my area, I sweep back. I've done 2 looks and 2 sweeps with my muzzle. So if everybody, not 1 and 2, but if 3 and 4 men are doing 2 sweeps, 1 and 2 did a sweep, you covered that room like 6-8 times. Go that direction. I want to go this direction. And we end 1 meter off each other.
You guys might come and see it from the outside, just see how we're coming in. Like,
let's do 3 and 4 real quick, and then.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
All right, so 3 and 4 man. So 3's going opposite of 2, so I'm coming this way, doing my sweeps.
Number 2 man, there's like a squeeze you can do from the back to the front that lets him know that we're ready to go. So I'm gonna squeeze and then go right back to my rifle, and I'm ready to go. I'm on him. So like as he goes, so go ahead and flow. Like I'm gonna flow with him, and then I'm presenting. Does that make sense? I only say that because like
the squeeze comes from the back. So first off, number 2 man runs the stack because number 1 man's always trained on the problem. Right? So 1 man, just like point man in fucking small unit tactics, like in the woods. Like point man is like that's the guy that should identify the threat first. 1 man is always just bird dogging whatever's in front. Number 2 man's running the stack.
But like as I'm in high ready, so I can look forward, look at my target, and I'm indexing with the tip of my barrel. So as I push forward, like my sight automatically goes to it. Does that make sense? So it's just faster, and then it doesn't like I don't have to. You see Brian's kind of kicking his stock over his shoulder to clear this doorway. Like yeah, I can do that, but if I'm here, it's just faster.
So imagine if I had a 20-inch barrel AR. To navigate this doorway would be much more difficult than say a 10-inch. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my 14.5-inch carbine and I'm just compressing it down to whatever 8 inches. It's just shorter so I can navigate and get my barrel around the door frame quicker, right? So like that's why a lot of the military went from 16-inch to 14-inch, like, and so on and so forth. And soft teams have super shorty ones for specifically for CQB. So I'm just compressing my barrel or my entire platform down so I can round this corner right here, right? Because if I just go like this, like there's so many things I can fucking, right?
So like as he comes in, I'm trying to cover his dead space with my plates, right? So his plates are going that way, and my plates are, and now I have his back. So now,
ribcage.
Right, and so like if he's going that way and I come in right away, that guy's still probably raising his gun, and then I'm gonna engage. So that's why. So I'm not gonna come over here. Come on. I'm not gonna run him over. It don't matter. Like I'm just gonna flex to you. So I'm not gonna run him over. But like I'm here. Go ahead. Oh, you're going right.
Throwing you a curveball.
Throw me for a curveball. So I'm not gonna run him over, but I definitely want to be coming through that door as he turns his back to a potential danger area, right?
You're gonna protect his ribcage, his open shoulders, open sides.
I'm not gonna get into the door necessarily with him, especially with Kit. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep going. But I'm trying to get in as tight as I can.
All right, so you guys wanted to see 2 men entry from the exterior? Okay, so again, if I'm gonna do that pie motion, Jerry's just gonna fucking be up on my ass, trying to get in the fight as much as he can, and then boom, boom, go to our corners, and then opposite 3, a couple steps in from the threshold, posts, does his sweeps, obviously as he's posting all at the same time. Number 4's over there, and then that's it. It's a 4-man entry. I see this as a wall. I'm going to the unknown. This is my technique. If 1 man goes this way, am I wrong? No. Fuck no. Boom, I come in, I'm compressing my gun to get to my corner, I'm running my wall. So I see a bad guy over there, my muzzle's not there, well, guess what, I can't shoot him. Now again, I was just using an example, but I wouldn't shoot someone right there, number 3 or 4 men would. So I come in, it's muzzle, nobody's there, muzzle, nobody's there, cool, I'm just gonna get to my corner. And then I get over here, Jerry's in that corner. So number 1 man, again, it doesn't matter if I go left or right, but I failed to run my second wall. So I go boom, nothing seen, I assess the other room, enter that room, and we just rotate, until everyone's like, yep, center Fred, got it. For a heavy left. So 3, 4 man, just a couple steps in from the threshold. Right, people with guns, people, open doors, closers. So yeah, opposing, let's just run that real quick and then we'll switch again.
Let's do it. Do it. No, we're gonna.
This
We're
one?
gonna do it from
Let's just run the 2
just run from here.
doors, get 1 open door left.
I got open door right. We're gonna split.
2 and 2.
Yep.
On me, Jerry, on me, I want to feel you.
On me.
So Anthony was talking about plate coverage, right? Like that's still valid, but they used to like base everything on plate coverage. Like, okay, hey, if the hallway can fit 4 across, put 4 across, because now you have 4 guns. It's like, yeah, but now I have 4 chances for a friendly to get shot. So then they kind of condense to, all right, you have a train and you have a cross cover guy. And now the Taliban or whoever the enemy is gonna be like, ha, blah, 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 just fucking kill everyone, right? Like, so the UTMs, like again, back to like when I train new guys on my unit. As soon as rounds even start hitting the doorway and they're on the external, they start doing this. Even though there's a wall there and the UTMs can't go through it, they start doing this. And that's biology, right? It's natural. But imagine if they never got shot at with anything and now they're doing it for real. So these UTMs, you can kind of condition yourself. Even when you get hit in the plates, you can hear it, you see it coming, not the bullet, but you see that you're getting shot at. You hear it hitting that psychology, you're just like, nope, I'm digging my corner. It doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. Maybe you get peppered in the arm, like, the fact that you keep going and it doesn't kill you in training, that's what's going to happen in real life.
Humans are incredibly resilient.
Right. Dude, it's insane.
Like the whole like 1 bullet equals 1 death. I mean, it happens. Don't get me wrong. You see people accidentally shoot themselves or, shoot somebody, and it's just kind of that crazy chance of whatever. But I've seen Afghans eat like 9 rounds and still be walking. You know what I mean? From like a 5.56.
Like, hey, we got a center fed room. So we're gonna approach. And I've chosen the left side. So I've already kind of plied. I'm gonna ply. So it's all points of domination, right? So we're here. Everybody gets their sectors.
Now what?
It's an empty room. So 1 dude, doesn't matter who it is, like they can take control or you can say clear. So we're gonna bump up.
Clear.
All right. So now we're communicating. All right, Jerry. Hey, I got an open door on the right.
I have an open door on the left as
All
well.
right. All right. So we'll go here. That means we're ready to go. So get close. Suck
Scott,
up.
you coming in with me?
All right. Brian, and move.
All right.
Another shot. Okay, so I'll probably be like here. All right, then we can call clear again. So just pay attention to your sectors of fire right now. All right, now we're gonna move to the door. You can say move to the door, clear, whatever you want to say. The same way. So you guys are approaching, center fed room, open door. Slow down just a little. And then we're gonna get through the door. Okay? So, because what happens is we get like this slinky effect.
Okay.
Right? If I just start running through the door, I'm leaving dudes behind me. And I'm looking for a threat. Boom. Like when the gun enters the room, my body's entering it. As he comes in, I'm ready to engage.
Because again, we talked about if I do a full If I do full pie, Anthony's gonna get his gun, or whoever's behind me.
Yep.
Anthony's gonna get his barrel into the room, not into the room, point it into that direction as soon as he can. His barrel and his barrel, all able to shoot something that pops up before we even entered. Right? Now that's not always gonna be the case. That's just if I do some extreme pieing
Yep.
where I get all the way over here and
But
then I
even
enter.
go from here though.
So as I'm entering, it's just barrel, then watch Jerry's barrel. Like there's no fucking tenth of a second where there's not. Got my peripheral, I'm like, oh fuck, Jerry's got it, you know, like or whatever, like. So that's kind of, and we'll demonstrate that when we start pulling triggers with paper targets. We'll set the papers up, and we'll just say you won't know where the targets are, and we'll say go. And if you shoot a center guy, then you're dead from that corner, whether there's a guy there or not. If you shoot your corner and 3 or 4 doesn't shoot the center, then he killed
Everybody's
you. You know
dead.
what I mean? So,
Sorry, guys, shoot it always.
You take these like take two stutter steps and then you come through. So when you're setting up, right? Like we're good to go. I've already kind of cleared this area as much as I can. Nice shooting stance. Boom.
so my number 2 always knows, fucking Brian's gonna do 3 fucking pie steps and he's gonna enter.
That's your.
That's me personally technique.
That's
So
that's it.
So that's a. But either way, rewinding a little further, I think you wanted to pie and then change your mind in the middle of it or something. So this is the unknown. Like you actually know out there. So when you're in that known, just like once you enter this room and it's clear, this is the known. You're safe-ish, relatively more safe than somewhere you haven't been. So that's your time to think it all through, right? So like what we were saying earlier, like okay, am I gonna pie? No. Okay, I'm gonna enter. Cool. I'm gonna make it deliberate. Awesome. And then number 2 is thinking, all right, is the train ready? Cool. I'm gonna fucking squeeze and I'm gonna stay tight to him. Just that mental process before you execute something. Everything's fast. The fucking empty mag comes out fast. The new mag comes out fast, and then the one man. What are you gonna do in your own head? Number 2, number 3, and then deliberate. Slow.
Go. I'm just gonna dance with me, right? Boom.
Dude, that was your best one, Brian. All right, so it is on. On you go. Send it up. What do you guys think?
Hold up. We gotta wait for Brian to come out.
Remember your sectors of fire. Remember
Clear in there?
not to rush inside.
Where you guys?
Yeah, I don't care if you pie. I don't care if you don't pie.
All right.
Just don't do something like that. Talked about before lunch. All right, how can we fuck these guys up? I want to like hang a target from the ceiling. Again, center targets are for 3 and 4 man. However, if you see it outside the breach, or if you think you can get away with it before and without holding it or stuttering the train up, then by all means do it. Or you're high depressed, you're shooting those positions can come into play. You know, you're button hooking, there's a guy right there. It's like, well, wherever my muzzle is, as long as it's in front of me, bang, bang. Right? So cool.
We good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It felt okay, but I also felt like if I was gonna pie, I could have actually sat there for a little bit more and see. But
And did you see that guy first or that corner first?
as soon as I came in, I seen him, shot, and just engaged. And basically with my peripherals, I walked this way, but didn't even like look here. Just with my peripherals, I could tell that this is the kind of shit we're looking for.
However, if you don't address that, so you said you saw that first,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So the time it takes me to realize somebody's
Doing
in
this,
this room,
bang, bang, bang. You
bang, bang,
number
bang.
2 guy has no shot now
Yeah.
because you're right in his way.
That's exactly what happened when I came through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you should have done is you should have just kept your corner. Number 2 should have picked him up before you.
Yeah, I had to come
Right,
wide.
the next guy
He
coming this
was out in
direction.
front. I had to come wide around the
That makes
chair, but
sense.
he was right. You were standing right here.
while this guy's trying to process what the fuck's happening, while his buddy's getting shot in the face, and number 3 or 4 should be taking care of that. And then I think you shot him too.
Yeah, I shot him on the way in. Because I didn't know where the shot was at.
Alright, cool.
So I didn't know if that was the guy that got shot, but I picked him up no matter what.
Cool.
Stop right there. Don't move.
JP, you scared of this chair?
I went around it instead of like imagine it away.
Like, think of real world. Is that a fucking win? Oh my god, it's a massive fucking win, right? So that's what a pie can do for you. I didn't know he was gonna do that. Otherwise, I would have set targets up differently. But
Sorry.
But
let's not put him as number one.
He insisted.
but hey, no, that was good. That was great. That nobody knew that was gonna happen, and then it happened that way. So it just proved the point, right? Like it wasn't gamed. So when we enter a hallway, again, back to our principles. Number 1 man. So this is what we need to achieve prior to the next breach. Okay, we need to achieve some sort of stack. Would it make any sense for the stack to be over here when the door's on this side? No. So that's something that can be identified. If you have pre-intel of the location, you can identify that before you enter this hallway. You might have the blueprints of the floor plan. Or you enter the hallway and say everybody stacks over here. As soon as the point man realizes the door's on the right, he fucking slaps the right side, the train moves over to him. And now everybody knows I'm going right. I'm going into a door on the right. So the way we achieve this, number 1 man is never wrong. So the first guy exiting this tiny room right behind this wall, first man to exit can go here. What does number 2 go? Opposite, right? He'd go here. Number 1 man's never wrong. Number 1 man comes around the corner and goes, I'm going to bump over. What does number 2 do? Comes right here. And again, your cross covering is you're walking down, and then as soon as you get to the threshold, your cross cover drops to covering long and covering the breach. He's now covering long, he's bird dogging the breach, and then it's back to center fed. We just did how many reps on that center fed? So this room should be flawless. Right? It's still a center fed. These are the only rooms you're ever going to encounter. There's going to be different couches, there's going to be different visual cues, but that's it. It's still a center fed. So I'm actually not, I don't want you guys to, well, you guys will end up seeing it. I'll save one room that's center fed that you guys won't see, and I'll just say stack up and go. And it's going to feel weird, but it's still a center fed, okay? So I want you to get that in your head, that as you're walking up and you see a breach, and you can kind of see through the sliver, the angle that you have, you can see that there's space on that side, and you were just in the previous room, again, reading the hallways, reading the rooms, you know that's a center fed. Okay, as we get on this hallway, we're going to do some hallway reps here after we demo it. You're going to know that's center fed now, but I'm saying as you are walking down the hallway, you hear the slap or see the slap, you're going to know that's a center fed just by how you're reading the room. You're just in here, you button hook around something, you walk a little ways, that's already cueing you that there's space here, all that kind of shit. That if you don't get it, all good, that'll come with time. Easy? Okay, so that is a hallway. So that would be, I guess, let's call that traveling down the hallway. Re-entering the hallway from a room. So if we needed to achieve this prior to that breach, this right here needs to be achieved prior to that breach. So we have to be in this configuration before we get to that threshold. Make sense? So this is going to sound familiar, and it should. So what are we going to do? Just like we came out here. One man's never wrong. If one man goes here, where does 2 go? Goes to cross cover. And then 3 and 4, whether they stack here or here, doesn't matter. By the time you realize it's the breach, the train should be on the right side, and you just walk up in that manner, cross covering the hallway. That's how it goes. So re-entering and traveling down a corridor should be identical. The only hiccups you will run into doing that is if you're traveling down a corridor and there's a second floor, or you're traveling down a corridor and you hit a T intersection, which we don't have any of that, so we're not even going to it. Those are the only 2 things that are going to make this like format change. We're going to move, and this is our room, so that Luis isn't going to drop cover because we're assuming this is a hallway. He's just going to shift this cover, and when I see him do that, or he sees me get to the point of the threshold, there's no like signal. We don't have time to do a signal. This is the fatal funnel, right? We just automatically, he moves his muzzle out, and then we enter like we've been doing all day. Okay, re-entering. So re-entering. So if I bump out, Jerry sucks in. We're cross cover. Moving down. Okay, and if Luis goes, holy fuck, there's an open door left. Luis is gonna move, hit the wall, do some signal. The whole train, however many guys are gonna shift over there. Let's just walk up to this door. Still pretending it's the hallway. And there's the room we're entering. And then I follow up as last man. Cross cover man follows up as last man. That makes sense. Kind of easy, right? It's still, we're still applying as many principles as we possibly can on room entry, just on the hallway. And again, we're not pieing in hallways because that's super dangerous, right? So this hallway right here, we have 2 open doors. So 2 spots grad guys can come from. So
when you say super dangerous, just like you gotta get out of that fucking thing.
because again, back to the beginning, imagine a hospital hallway.
Right.
300 yards long.
We gotta get
6
out of the
doors.
hallway. Get out of the hallway.
As soon as we're in a room, dangerous. Yep. So as soon as we're in a room that we've secured, shot everybody, whatever, and now we can take a breath, that's ours, right? The second we move out into especially a hallway, we're just moving to the next area we're going to secure for ourselves.
Get there quick.
We got to get there quick. So again, pieing, and I'm sorry we did so much pieing, we probably shouldn't have. Pieing is just keep that for exterior initial entries and breaches, yeah. So I got the door because I have the most angle. Remember the example we did with the couch, right? Scott, you could see the whole couch, the other guy couldn't. So I'm trained because I have more angle. I can see into the room. You can't see Brian at all, can you?
I can now.
Yep, kind of. Okay. So he's cross cover, but since we know this is a dead wall, he's essentially forward, right? Just use your brain, right? So we're coming up to this, coming up to this, coming up to this, and as soon as I'm like, Luis has to go, he has to go. Now I'm just doing this, and then I just suck in as last man. I perform my 4th man duties, and then I'm back here like that's the direction we're going, right? And then I'm rear security. So I'll do the opposite. One man's never wrong. I'm gonna suck in here. I'm essentially covering forward because I know that's nothing. Jerry's got the angle on the room. As soon as Jerry's like, I got nothing else, I'm entering.
You first. You got nothing over here on this corner?
Guys ready?
Yep.
All right, administer.
I'll go around, move to the corner. Ready? Yeah. Let me clear that chair. Clear?
Walking flawless. This room was badass.
Don't see anything? Good.
And bump it off.
You cover.
I'm going left. Jerry, you go right.
I go right.
We stack on me.
Ready? On you.
Right. Go right.